Howdy, howdy, fellas. We got a World of Warships Legends match today in the Mutsu for the Tier 5 5v5 ranked season. Now, this is probably my least favorite iteration of ranked. I have long been a bit of a ranked season, ranked mode defender. Like, oh, it's not that bad. But honestly, it's wearing thin even with me. And this version is probably the most frustrating to play in, just for a variety of reasons. But we got through it. 68%, 22 battles. I think I might have dropped one or two that I didn't get top score. And like, there's my build, trying a little something different with Mutsu. Max dispersion rather than trying to buff up the grouping, and it's not amazing, but it's workable. And I really just, again, part of the reason this particular version of the mode isn't that fun, it's like, I've done all the other, I've done Warspite in West Virginia and California and Hugo and like Dido and T61. I've done all the meta picks. They just buffed Mutsu, so I think I played it for. I played a handful in West Virginia, but I was like, yeah, I've done this before. This feels the same. But I think actually, it might have been a 3v3, but I got 100% season in the West Virginia one time. But I think it might have been 3v3. Yeah, I've done it. I've done all these. It's not any different. And in the 5v5, you can't just hard carry. You can't force it. The way the battleships work, and like at this point, not everyone, but there's been enough crates and there's been enough sales and there's been enough whatevers. Anyone who's been playing for any amount of time and wanted one has one of the three what I would consider S tier battleships at the tier. California, Hugo, or Spite. California, I don't know, is like particular. Is probably of the ones is maybe the worst in this mode, but it's still very good because it's very well armored. It has great guns. The AA doesn't really matter in this mode, and I think that's the thing that raises it up to the next level. But because they just nerfed the reload on the Tennessee, like the California is objectively better than the Tennessee now, like, so just like you're in a 5v5 and odds are good that you're going to be against like a Hugo Warspite and a California. It doesn't really matter how good you are on maps this size. Like, you can't withstand the combined firepower of those ships in all but the most unbalanced circumstances. So I found it fine, but increasingly less fine the more these show up. It's really time to shake these ranked modes up, I think. Just different maps or spawns, or like just something different. Like the brawl that they did where they had like the power-ups and stuff. That was more interesting. They could do that in ranked. Like, that's not so different. But we're playing Mutsu in this match. Our destroyer went down super early. I looked at the teams beforehand. It's like, cool, we got two T61s. Like, this is relatively even. It's a bunch of cruisers. Like, holy moly, that's actually crazy. But our destroyer goes down early. It's fine. It happens. And we're posting up on this little nook right here for this exact reason. We've got reasonable cover from their team. We don't have any spotting at this point, so this is like a big disadvantage, but I was able to take the cap, which is a little surprising, but also, I think the destroyer probably gets spotted if I'm in that position and he moves in. And we're hoping that the Mutsu's guns, don't let us down. Oh, one thing about the Mutsu, it's significantly faster than a lot of the other go-to battleships at the tier. Which I think is really beneficial, more so on larger maps. So similar to how the California's advantage in AA doesn't really come into play on this one. Some of the maps are big enough that the Mutsu's speed matters, and more speed is always good, but just realistically, on a map this size, like, my guns reach basically the whole map, so, like, being able to move around, always beneficial, but not as important as it. Two bounces, come on. Not as important in this size map with this mode as it would be otherwise. But one of the reasons I picked this match is just, I think it does showcase that this kind of full dispersion rather than grouping build is nice for the Mutsu. It's not a laser. I don't think a build exists that will make it that. The guns have less pin than the West Virginia. I checked that. But they're fine. I think the Mutsu... I'm coming around on the Mutsu. I made a video a while ago saying, like, I think I called it, I play the Mutsu so you don't have to. It even rhymes. And I think I said it was fine. Oh, it was when they made it available for GXP. It was fine then. I played another one once Borg Queen came out, which I am running on this one, and I think Borg Queen makes it a little bit better. And they recently buffed the secondaries. They changed the torpedoes. I'm not 100% sure I like it. The firing angles still aren't amazing. And I've definitely had times where stuff is too close in to actually get the torps off, but on the whole, I think it's probably a buff. So I actually think the Mutsu's alright now. It's still probably not as good as the other generally considered S tier battleships at the tier. But I like it. I think it's easily playable. Now, granted, I am playing a high investment build with a lot of premium commanders, but even with Takagi, Cunningham, and Rebel, I think this ship is workable. If you've got... And again, at this point, like, especially if you've been playing for a while, odds are good. They give out enough crates, like, to be sure you've got something, one of those in there somewhere, so... yeah, Mutsu's alright. I don't know, in a regular match, would I play... Oh, this match actually does in some ways. I end up missing the extra heals that you have the option to pick up on Board Queen, but in general, in a smaller mode like this, I find that extra heals you're just not going to get through as often as you will in a standard match. So I generally try to maximize damage. This is actually a problem. I ran a secondary Mutsu for, I think, maybe just one match. It's just hard to get the guns on target. The firing angles aren't amazing. And even with the range, I think it's like 8.4 or 8.6. I just struggled to get them into action. Mostly the firing angles. Like, they work, but it was problematic. And honestly, this, even without really... I don't think I have a single thing in secondaries. They still work alright. Their reload is quite slow. That's one of the things that I also felt on the secondary build, is like, there's a long time between shots.
Enemy warhead detected right.
Yeah, you can see I'm still getting hits. But there's a sequence later that I think really illustrates why the change to Mutsu, I think, does matter. I think it impacts. They already were like these Japanese battleships that have these like line of casemate guns are like surprise. Oh yeah, like here, it's like yeah, like I'm getting some hits. It's not a ton. I'm not going to 100 to 0 the T61, but it's enough that if a destroyer is close range and your guns are pointed the other way, or you leave them on a sliver of health, like, they actually do damage. And that's all that's what I'm looking for from a battleship secondaries. It's one of the reasons I like the ones on Massachusetts so much. And so, for me, this is enough. I'm very pleasantly surprised, okay, whatever, with how well these secondaries do. And we'll get to see them showcased a little bit more additionally. So we've already seen they've been fine. 10 hits, but like, they hit hard. No fires yet, but they can actually set decent fires. And just again, it's like, they're not great, they're not amazing, but yeah, they're okay. Red T61 is going to flip our spawn cap, so I'll go do it to him. I don't really, again, especially because I was facing this way, I didn't really feel like I had the ability to turn around and chase him into there. I think that's just a losing play. Especially with our Gorky, like, kind of frustratingly far away. I think he was chasing a Trento over there. I don't think we need to do that. Like, especially once I took out the Tennessee, I think the Gorky could have come back in It looks like he may be running target locator, which you can get on Soviets easily. Oh, maybe. Anyway. Um, but yeah, I really just wish he was closer. You know, I see people go over there sometimes. I've seen destroyers do it, and it's certainly one of those plays that, like, sure, it can work from time to time, but by and large, on average, you're just out of position. You're too far away. You can't impact anything. If I'm getting torped right here, the DD's gonna flip all 3 caps, and the Gorky's like still. It's gonna take him 2 or 3 minutes to get back in here. The T61 could literally just go to a corner and hide, and I think if he gets all 3 caps, I think that instincts me. He'll flip on points. T61 wins. So, yeah, I think once the battleship's down, Gorky needs to come back in. He needs to already be back in here. Here yeah, dude, I know. Outran the torps, dodged the torps. Luckily, didn't get a fire set on us when he did that little like fadeaway shot. If that had set a fire, that would have been, you know, problematic. Do I DCP that or not? Because then if he sets another one or whatever, that's a problem. Okay, we're sonared, so we know he's 4 kilometers away. Oh, here he comes. This is kind of what I was thinking about, worried about. And then here, you know, you see, like this nose in. Okay, we get 1 hit. That's 700. Alright, we're like, oh, is he going to turn? I'm right here. I'm like, are you going to turn or not? It looks like he's actually backing up. Okay, he was waiting for me to fire. Like, okay, well, you know, hats off to you, Destroyer. Like, you played that reasonably well. And Gorky, I see you're low, man, but, like, come help. Oh, and then, yeah, that's 2,500 damage right there. And a fire. Another hit. Boom, boom, boom. Another, you know, another 2,500, like, 374. And yeah, I think my shells to get, but like the secondaries did work there, and I appreciate that on a battleship where destroyers can't just come and taunt you, you know, sit there like, haha, you can't sink me. So it's a pretty good match, almost 3K. I think I had a couple that were 3K. Yeah, let's spice up ranked. Let's not 5v5, 3v3, 2v2. Let's do a 2v2. That'd be fun. Alright, so I've added a few bonus clips here at the end. These are not full matches, but just kind of snippets of the other stuff I went through. I mean, look at this is... this is one of the maps where I think the speed of the Mutsu does matter. Both because I've been dodging T61 torpedoes for the last 3 minutes. And secondly, just moving around. This is slightly bigger. And then lastly, like, dude, don't. Yeah, like, you can't do this. And the you know, the accuracy on the Mutsu is, what is that? Four hits? Yeah, yeah, it actually worked. Yeah, don't do that if you're the T61. I mean, I guess he's just trying to harass the, what was that, the Tennessee, but I think he had a better play here. This is just... Oh, lost the Mysore. You can see I've got torpedoes out, and the reload on these is fast enough. I think that they increased the reload, right? Like, I'm not convinced that the quote-unquote buff to the torpedoes was a buff. But, ooh, look at the grouping, and I don't even look at it. I don't even need to look at it, because I know that's going in. Bye, Hugo. Oh man, but yeah, this map's big enough that the speed starts to matter a little bit, at least considering where the spawns are. And then yeah, we see Lookout pop up. All right, buddy, what do we have? Oh, it's a destroyer, just pew-pewing from max range, and oh, see you, man. Have fun. So yeah, Mutsu, try something different.
Collective efficiency enhanced.